The Five Kingdoms and Hierarchy of Classification. Ernst Haeckel, Robert Whittaker, and Carl Woese are some biologists who attempted a broader system of classification. Amongst these, the Five Kingdom classification proposed by Robert Whittaker stood out and is widely used. Whittaker proposed that organisms should be broadly divided into kingdoms based on certain characters like the structure of the cell, mode of nutrition, the source of nutrition, interrelationship, body organization, and reproduction. According to this system, there are five main kingdoms. They are Kingdom Animalia, Kingdom Plantae, Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Protista, and Kingdom Fungi. Kingdoms are divided into subgroups at various levels. Here we have very specific to very general. Species are the very specific level of kingdom, while kingdom is the very general level. Classification of organisms is a systematic method of arranging organisms into different groups and subgroups based on their similarities and their differences. So what is kingdom classification? Kingdom classification is the highest classification into which the organisms are grouped into taxonomy. It is ranked above the phylum. Kingdom Monera. The bacteria are categorized under the Kingdom Monera. Kingdom Monera possess the following important features. Bacteria occur everywhere and they are microscopic in nature. They possess a cell wall and are prokaryotic. The cell wall is formed of amino acids and polysaccharides. Bacteria can be heterotrophic and autotrophic. The heterotrophic bacteria can be parasitic or saprophytic. The autotrophic bacteria can be chemosynthetic or photosynthetic. Bacteria can be classified into four types based on their shape. The first one is the coccus. These bacteria are spherical in shape, while the second one is the bacillus. These bacteria are rod-shaped. The third one is Vibrio. These bacteria are comma-shaped bacteria. And lastly, the Spirillum. These bacteria are spiral-shaped bacteria. Monera has since been divided into Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. Kingdom Protista. Protists are organisms that are part of the biological kingdom called Protista. These organisms are not plants, animals, bacteria, or fungi. Protista has the following important features. Protista are unicellular and eukaryotic organisms. Some of them have cilia or flagella for mobility. The sexual reproduction is done by a process of cell fusion and zygote formation. Kingdom Protista is categorized into subsequent groups. The first one is the chrysophytes. The golden algae and diatoms fall under this group. They are found in marine and freshwater habitats. The second one is the dinoflagellates. They are usually photosynthetic and marine. The color they appear is dependent on the key pigments in their cells. They appear red, blue, brown, green, or yellow. The third one is the euglenoids. Most of them live in freshwater habitation in motionless water. The cell wall is absent in them. Instead, there is a protein-rich layer called a pellicle. The fourth one is the slime molds. These are saprophytic. The body moves along putrefying leaves and twigs and nourishes itself on organic material. Under favorable surroundings, they form an accumulation and were called plasmodial slime molds. And the fifth one is the protozoans. They are the heterotrophs and survive either as parasites or predators. These are examples of Protista that we can find in our surroundings. The kingdom fungi includes molds, mushroom, yeast, and etc. They show a variety of applications in domestic as well as commercial purposes. Kingdom fungi has the following features. The fungi are filamentous, excluding yeast. Their figure comprises slender, long thread-like constructions called hyphae. The web of hyphae is called mycelium. Some of the hyphae are unbroken tubes which are jam-packed with multinucleated cytoplasm. Such hyphae are labeled choanocytic hyphae. This is the other type of hyphae that has cross walls or septae. The cell wall of a fungi is composed of polysaccharides and chitin. Most of the fungi are saprophytes and are heterotrophic. Some of the fungi also survive as symbionts. Some are parasites. Some of the symbiont fungi live in association with algae, like lichens. Some symbiont fungi live in association with roots of higher plants as mycorrhiza. These are the examples of fungi. Kingdom Plantae. The plant kingdom includes all the plants, trees, flowers, and seeds we see around us. These are the following features of Kingdom Plantae. The Kingdom Plantae is filled with all eukaryotes which have chloroplast. Most of them are autotrophic in nature, but some are heterotrophic as well. The cell wall mainly comprises cellulose. Plants have two distinct phases in their life cycle. These phases alternate with each other, the diploid saprophytic and the haploid gametophytic phase. The lengths of the diploid and haploid phases vary among the similar groups of plants. Alternation of generation is what this phenomenon is called. These are examples of organisms under the Plantae. Kingdom Animalia. The Kingdom Animalia is a large group that consists of eukaryotic, multicellular organisms that are heterotrophic in nature. The following are the features of Kingdom Animalia. All multicellular eukaryotes which are heterotrophs and lack cell wall are set aside under this kingdom. The animals are directly or indirectly dependent on plants for food. Their mode of nutrition is holozoic. Holozoic nutrition encompasses ingestion of food and then the use of internal cavity for digestion of food. Many of the animals adapt for locomotion. They produce bisexual mode of reproduction. These are the examples of animals under the kingdom of Animalia. The organisms were then classified based on the presence and absence of a cell wall. The ones without the cell wall were classified under the kingdom Animalia, and then the ones with the cell wall were classified under the kingdom Plantae. So on what basis are the living organisms divided in the five kingdom classification? The living organisms are divided into five different kingdoms: Protista, fungi, Plantae, Animalia, and Monera on the basis of their characteristics such as cell structure, mode of nutrition, mode of reproduction, and body organization. Then why is classifications important? The three importance of classifications are: it helps in the identification of living organisms as well as in understanding the diversity of living organisms. It helps to understand and study the features, similarities, and differences between different living organisms and how they are grouped under different categories. And it is also essential in understanding the interrelationships among the different groups of organisms.